Hey guys, Lugiamaster here, and today I'm going to be talking about why Magic has left Equestria in G5. Now, this is going to be a two-parter, where I go down one path, or I cover one theory going down one path, and then I cover my own personal theory in the next video, or in the next part. And don't worry, I'm not gonna pull a Star Wars theory where I just allude to there possibly being another video, and then, not doing said video later on, still waiting for months, Star Wars theory. Okay, enough of the shade throwing aside. Yeah, why did it leave? Why has Magic left Equestria? Why have the ponies split up again? Why is Equestria filled with paranoia and whatnot? Well, I'm gonna cover Dr. Wolf's theory, where he talked about Chrysalis, Cozy Glow, and Tirek being released from their stone prisons. Now, I'm gonna get the problems with this out of the way first before I take this in a direction where I think that this could plausibly happen. So, Tirek is the weak link of this theory, in my opinion. Yeah, he could wear a cloak, but he'd still be very recognizable to pretty much everybody who sees him, and he'd be called out right away. Royal Guard, this is assuming, the Royal Guard do their job properly, which they, whatever. But the point is, he'd most likely be caught. He probably wouldn't be able to help split up the ponies at all. Or at least not successfully. He could possibly do it, but I just don't think that would happen a second time. Now, what could happen is he'd probably be sent back to Tartarus. So we're gonna go with that. We're just gonna say all three get released, and Tirek gets captured and sent to Tartarus. So now we have Cozy Glow and Chrysalis. What do? Well, Chrysalis, being Chrysalis and being a changeling, she can turn into anything. So she can just turn into a pony, live amongst the other ponies and whatnot, spread lies and whatnot, and slowly divide everybody up again. But what about Cozy Glow? Wouldn't she be a weak link because, of her voice and the way she looks? Well, here's what could happen. She could hide somewhere and change her looks, dip her body in some paint, recolor her mane and tail. Her eyes, she can't really... she could put fake contacts, which change the color of somebody's eyes. Well, they're real contacts, but they just change the color of somebody's eyes. But she could change the color of her eyes, but the voice is the one problem, where she need, a voice modulator or whatever to change her voice, which I doubt would be an easy feat for her to do, but I think it's plausible that she does something like this. Alright, so Cozy Glow has now changed her looks, and presumably her voice too. And Chrysalis is hiding amongst the ponies as a pony and spreading the lies. Now, Cozy Glow and Chrysalis can easily start to divide everybody up again. Slowly but surely, it happens over time. And basically, Equestria is thrown into chaos. Friendship School shuts down again. And basically, everything the main six tried to spread across the world has now been erased, been reversed. Now, what about the other creatures from other kingdoms? Well, I'm sure that they probably just went back to their own kingdoms permanently and just decided to stay in their own kingdoms. Not sure what's going to happen in G5 of changelings, hippogriffs, griffins, and whatnot. Not sure if they're going to show up in G5. If they do, well, that would be cool. Now, what about Twilight Sparkle herself, as G5 takes place into the future? Well, if we're going off the theory that alicorns can live for over 1,000 years, like Celestia and Luna, well, then she could still be alive, or I'm gonna take this in a little darker turn. So, she gets assassinated, or she just quits because she can't get everybody to unite again. So she kind of pulls a Luke Skywalker or something like that, and just goes into hiding, just leaves. And which causes Equestria to fall into more chaos and split the three races even more. Which, yeah, I mean, clearly you still see Royal Guard and whatnot, so clearly there must be some kind of leader, so somebody obviously has to step in. So who would that be? Chrysalis, I guess. Or somebody else, right? And with that being the case, you know, this gives them the chance to keep the races split, so their power, her power, or whoever is in charge, you know, doesn't get overthrown and whatnot. They can just keep everybody in fear. It's like, okay, so, guys, Pegasi are trying to steal your stuff and whatnot. So this is kind of how this theory could possibly happen. This is how it could happen if all three of those were released. Now, what would happen to Cozy Glow and Chrysalis? Well, obviously, they die at some point, being that they are not immortal. So, they obviously win in the end, and they die happily knowing that they had victory. So, that's where this theory comes to an end. That's about it. So, if you want to see part 2, leave a like. Well, I'm going to cover part 2 anyway, so leave a like, dislike, comment, subscribe, join the Creeper Cat Army, share this video if you really want to, and stay frosty.